Thank you very much. And the first thing I need to say on behalf of all the guests and visitors here is thank you very much for your hospitality here in Cairo and in Egypt. As I said in my previous lecture, I have been to Egypt before, and we had a wonderful trip some years ago from Luxor up the Nile and saw the beautiful country, and of course the history of Egypt goes back thousands of years, far more than we in the United Kingdom. When Americans come to the UK, they are amazed at our history, which goes back 1,000 years, and then when we come to Egypt or to China, we are amazed at your history, which goes back many thousands of years. And it is such a privilege to be here, and such a privilege yesterday to see the sites and the pyramids especially around in Egypt. So thank you very much indeed. Thank you for the hospitality at this beautiful hotel, for Chongqing Haifu, who have helped to pay for the cost of this. So I think that this is an important meeting. We have talked a bit about William Osler and talked about the importance of minimally invasive and non-invasive surgery. I have recently been reading a book about Avicenna. Avicenna was the most famous Persian surgeon in the 11th century who wrote a classic book on the canons of medicine. So the whole of medicine in the Middle East has a wonderful history, and of course we saw also yesterday some of the instruments that the Egyptian doctors thousands of years ago used. Some of them, as Raymond said yesterday, are still similar to some of the ones that we use today. But the wonderful thing about this organization and about looking at HIFU is looking into the future and looking at the diseases that harm and the treatments that we are all involved with, which are going to be the treatments of the future, which harm a lot less than the diseases. Again, I was saying earlier on that William Osler once said that there are three very dangerous things in the world. There is fever, there is famine, and there is war. And 100 years ago, he said the most dangerous of these is fever. Well, with the advent of antibiotics and other drugs, fever is now much less. And we hope and pray that nations will live at peace with each other, and the famine and the war will get less. But we in medicine, I think, have an opportunity to look at new technologies and to improve further the treatments with less invasive treatments, as William Osler said. So it is a great privilege to be part of this, to be part of the opening ceremony, and to open this proceedings, this HIFU meeting. So thank you very much indeed.